And so the Christians, and not only the Christians, but other minority groups are on my prayer list. The Yazidi people. I don't believe what the Yazidi people believe. I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I believe in the teachings of the Bible. But nonetheless, the Yazidi people are on my prayer list. No one should have their mother or their daughters ripped out of their arms and to be used as provision for rape prisons and to be sold to mercenary soldiers, and that's exactly what is happening to our brothers and sisters in Iraq. It's interesting to me, the days and times that we are living in and the things that we are seeing. As I begin to study ancient history, genocide is nothing new, unfortunately. We as human beings have the very real capacity to kill and murder one another mercilessly, and then to also commit atrocities through experimentation. This is something that's not spoken about in relation to slaves during slave times in America and around the world, but slaves were used for experimental therapy. And of course we know that Jewish people were used in Hitler's Nazi Germany for experiments. And we are capable of doing the unthinkable. And right now, as wars are raging across different parts of the world, we who live in areas where there is peace and safety, it's easy for us to be apathetic and to kind of watch on the news and be removed from it. But the Bible teaches that there is a time to mourn and there's a time to cry. There's a time to laugh and there's a time to be born, and there is a time to die. All of these things are part of the human condition. And I would just encourage you to take prayer very seriously. In fact, it's something that I feel in 2013 God asked me to do. And so maybe this first blog should just be a reminder that we have been called to pray. We've been called to pray through the pages of Torah, throughout the pages of Torah. We've been called to pray for all of those of us who adhere to the Brit Hadashah, the New Testament. We've been called to pray, to be people of prayer. That prayer should not be something that's an afterthought. Prayer should not be something that is something I do at bedtime and something I do over my food. Prayer should not have to be something that we wait for our pastors or our rabbis to call and ask us to pray specifically during either one of the specially appointed feast times or according to a special time of prayer in a various church setting. Prayer is something that we all need to really attend to, that we need to make it our goal, our aspiration, to be people of prayer. Rav Shaul, the Apostle Paul, said in some of his writings that he thanked God that he prayed more than the people he was writing to. We're told that we are always to pray and not to faint. As I read the news reports and actually force myself to look at things that are happening in the world today, my heart wants to faint. My heart wants to get tired. My heart wants to get overwhelmed. There are mornings that I have heard reports that have just made me weep and cry. And I've donated money to some causes. But beyond that, we know that only in the Olam Haba, in the world to come, is it promised that the nations will finally stop studying war, that they'll finally beat their weapons into other useful tools for agriculture. It's only promised in the Olam Haba. It's only promised when the Prince of Peace will come. And so until then, we need to pray.